Big bad boy Dolan Diaz on the score sheet once again as he makes it 2 goals in 2 games. But of course, Rovers make it 2 home defeats in a spin. Is it going to be babies against men all the way through the season? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review, looking back at Blackburn Rovers' latest match at Ewood Park, the defeat, of course, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button, back and take all things Rovers related, championship related, Woo Cup related later this year. That's right, of course, Rovers suffered their second successive home defeat on the spin, losing to Bristol City at Ewood Park, of course. And how did it all pan out? We'll show you all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They're the patrons, guys. You know who you are. But of course, don't forget to vote, guys. The last days of there. Please get in there and vote for Roverseas. Of course, we are trying to get ourselves a bit of recognition for the channel. And we're looking at best in video, best club content creator for a football league, and best content creator as a whole. We are up against big boys, and we're not going to win against the big boys because they have too many followers. Of course, it's like, you know, I don't know. A pissing contest versus Austin Powers. He's going to walk all over us, I'm sure he is. But so with the big boys. But we just want to get a bit of recognition to the channel and, of course, to Blackburn Rovers. We're doing shit in the table right now. Hopefully this can give us a bit of something to get excited about. But anyway, enough about that. Big shout out, of course, to Blue Rose Capital for sponsoring this video. And, of course, the reviews and the previews throughout the season. So make sure you give them a bit of loving. We're over here, guys. We're over here. That's right. Oh, you could see my... you can see what's going on behind the scenes there, guys. Let's try and clean that up a little bit, eh? So really not good for Rose 3-2 loss in the end. As we made it back-to-back losses at Ewood Park. And again, the scoreline flatters us a little bit. It probably could have been 6-6 for Bristol City. They were very, very close to scoring many more goals. But fortunately for us, we do get a couple of goals to the tally. And again, keeping Big Bad Boy Brereton in the transfer window. Of course, remaining at Ewood Park is a major plus for us. We were shit today, absolutely wank-atrocious, but he will score goals. He'll get into double digits this season, no matter what. So that is good for Rovers. The fact that we have a proven goal scorer here, the fact that the rest of the team is, and I said it already in the intro, babies against, not men against boys, it's men against babies. We have got very little experience in this team. Even with the experience, I just don't think it's enough. Kaminsky, of course, a poor man. Well, he's been brilliant today, but like, considering the performance of everybody else as a unit. Without Kaminsky, we were going to lose this game more convincingly. It could even be a cricket score, and again, that would not be it would be a disservice to Bristol City, the fact that it's just 3. So we do, and I know the window's shut. This is what we've got now. Let's. I'm trying to now give this a bit of an overview. If we had the full strength side, we would have had Britain on the right hand side. We would have had Ayala to be in the middle of the park, Scotty Wharton at the back. I think it would have been a little bit more defensively sound with those players in the back. But midfield, again, looking back, hindsight is a good old tool, and of course we would love to have it again if Britain was available at right back, and then Travis in midfield, perhaps. Maybe it'd be a different story, but ultimately we were just outplayed, outfoxed. Are Bristol City that good? No, don't think so. They are above us in the league now, as are 5 other teams, and we'll show you the table in a minute. But let's take a look at the stats then for you, of course. 62% possession for Rovers, 38% for Bristol City. It was a counter-attacking game. We got outplayed on our own turf. Kind of what they did to us, what we did to Swansea. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But we were not good at all, and they could have had more. As you see, 38 possession, but 15 shots. Rovers just 11 today, and 2 of them off target. The rest of them must be on target, or saved at the very least anyway. Free kicks 10 to their 7. They had more corners than we did, but ultimately we're just not good enough. The goals, though, came from Tommy Conway, who's on red-hot form right now. 42 minutes on the clock for him. That was 1-0 1-0 half-time. Second half, Naki Wells made it 2. Of course, he's got them 6 fingers. He's got 6 fingers, guys. He's part of the old ex-Dingle clan there. 2-0 it was. Game over. However, Tyrese Dolan coming on was a bit of a game-changing moment. Got ourselves right back in it. Taylor Dunn also coming on with the assist. And of course, that goal is on Twitter if you want to check it out for the time being. So 2-1 it was, but of course it didn't last long before Naki Wells bundled home a free kick, which of course made it 3-1 and game over. But there was a little bit of fanfare at the end. Big bad boy Dolan and Diaz scoring his second goal in successive games for us after scoring against Blackpool midweek. But ultimately, Rovers were shit today. Let's take a look at the starting lineups then. Of course, remind ourselves, Kaminsky between 6, Dublin Hyam suffered his first defeat and a convincing one as well. Hayden Carter alongside him, Harry Picker on the left-hand side, Travis on the right. Again, not really right. Adam Wharton, not really the best display that he had in his locker. He is only 18 years of age, so we've got to give him a bit of credit for that. He picked up a cheeky yellow card, which kind of changed the mould of his approach. Tyler Moore as well, again, flattered to the sea today. Hedges was lively. Diaz, of course, got the goal, was involved for a fair bit. Dacarino, again, was pulled at half-time, and George Hurst was also pulled at half-time, I believe. Or was it Hedges? Maybe it was Hedges was pulled at half-time. Hurst was pretty lively. I was very happy with his debut, and hopefully there's more to him to come. Of course, the substitutions for Rovers we saw Dunn, we saw Buckley, we saw Dolan, and we saw Vale. No Clinton Mola this time around. Hopefully he will be involved next time around. As for, of course, the visitors, Bentley between the 6, Atkinson, Naismith, Viner made up a back 3, James, Scott, Sykes, De Silva, Wyman, 31 years of age right now, Conway, 20 years of age there, and of course Naki Wells bundling home. A couple of veterans there leading the charge for Bristol City. The subs involved Joe Williams, Masongo as well, and Anthony Simeono, who is of course a bag of tricks indeed. Let's take a long hard look at, of course, the shot grid. Then Rovers are represented by the orange, Bristol City represented by the blue. A couple of long range efforts as well from outside the box. Of course, the most active man was Naki Wells. 7 attempts he had today. Naismith 3 from the back as the 2 most lively players for Bristol City. As for Rovers, 3 for Brereton Diaz, 2 for Dak, 2 for Hurst, 2 for Dolan, and a couple of efforts from Buckley and Vale. As for the touches, 737 touches for Rovers, 552 passes, 546 touches for Bristol City, and 318 passes as well. Take a look at the long hard look at the ratings then. This is a third-party point of view ratings. They give the man of the match and just Naki Wells with 8.6, double bubble for him, 7.9 for Wyman, also very much big handful. Cal Naismith at the back, 7.5 as well. As Rovers star man, what we're looking at here, we're looking at Hedges, 6.8. Kaminsky, surely he had a couple of goal-saving challenges, and then wrapping it up here. The heat maps, as you can see, Rovers did have a lot of the ball, a lot of possession in the defensive third though, and of course Bristol City with, counter-attacking football at best, coming down the right-hand side. They're right to our left. So ultimately not good enough for Rovers today. So yeah, a bit of a shit show, of course. But what did Jon Dahl Tomasson have to say about the result and of course the recent run of events? Here he is. Take it away.
Yeah, I think we should be disappointed with the result and the performance. We know we played against a very good side who has a run. We know we can be very good if we are not passive, if we play with few touches, which we didn't do. Of course, also a bit frustrated conceding 2 goals on counter attacks in that way. But you see, it is a young group with a lot of new players who going through a big transition. So I said it for day one. We'll keep on saying the whole year. You probably get tired of me, Andy. But yeah, it will go like this, up and down. But of course, it's frustrating because you want to create an environment here when you go to Ewood. It's difficult. It's difficult to go to Ewood. I know Bristol is in very good form at the moment. It was not that difficult for them today, but I'm sure we will review this game and we will work hard next week to be better.
I think you used the word passive last week, didn't you, for the first half performance against Stoke? Did you feel it was a little bit similar like that?
No, we played a game a couple of days ago, which was not that passive.
Certainly not. It was a lot different to Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah. It is normally when it's a young group and a lot of new players. Then that's why I call it a big transition, and why I call it a nice project, which we're going to take time. What I said for day one, and of course we need to learn for that. We need to learn quickly because we want to create a special place here at the Stade Ewood with our fans, and we're working on that.
Is the big killer that third goal going in so quickly after making it 2-1? You're straight back in the game and then it's such a disappointing goal to concede.
Yeah, I think the second half was much better than the first. And you know, when you always should stay in the game. I always say stay in the game. We didn't stay in the game when you concede so quickly a goal, and then because we were creating opportunities after the goal as well.
That moment, when the whistle went, did you wonder what the whistle had gone for their third goal? We wondered whether there was a free kick being given.
Yeah, I couldn't see. There was a lot of bodies in front. Couldn't see it. I don't know. I don't think the ball was in the first time. I think there was the rebound where they scored, but I couldn't see it perfectly. No, it's true.
Made a couple of changes at half time. Were Hedges or Dak injured, John?
No. There was more or less. I said that the team is stretched. It's been for weeks, so to get some new blood in, to get some energy in the team.
What is it only to be expected when Bradley's been missing for so long that to play Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday might be sometimes difficult?
I think I started him in 4 games in 11 days' time. With his histories, of course, he haven't done that for years. So he was also tired. So I said to him before the game, try to do everything what is possible so you can become stronger over time. And yeah, I think it's normally when you played 4 games in 11 days that you can be tired, especially when the selection is a little bit stretched.
It's been a really busy start to this season. You don't play in midweek this week, Jon. Is that a bit of a blessing to you? You've got some injuries. I suppose you'll want them on the training pitch to do what you want to do with them.
Yeah. I said it. I think I said it when was that yesterday? When I said it, we probably would look totally different after the break in November with the whole new squad in that way. So we're going through a big transition. Young players, new players, a lot of experienced players left the club, and now you have more time to work on those things when it's a normal week, and we will work hard.
There's probably 5 or 6 players not available to you today. Do you know right now, before Wigan, who of those players might have an opportunity to be back by next week?
Let's wait and see next week in that way. Hopefully we went through this game without any problems in that way, and we have a couple of bodies back next week. But I can't be 100% sure, so I can't say it if they will be back or not. But I think 1 or 2 maybe could be back.
And just on the ups and downs that you mentioned, it's going to be like that. Do you think it will be like that all season, or do you expect at some point it to sort of level out?
I think it's normal that it's going to be like this for a long time. It's always like that when you start a new project, and a lot of experienced players left the club, and there's a young group and a new group. All boys want to do well. They want to create an environment, but I think it's normal. I'm very realistic in that way. The supporters, our Rover fans, they also understand that.
Meanwhile, what's been said on social media? Let's take a wee look then, shall we? Let me just roll back the clock here. We're going to start right here. Carl Wick said, credit to Dolan. Been getting so much stick from the fans lately, saying he had no end product. Today he proved them wrong. Really happy for him. We didn't have much of an identity today. Need Britain back ASAP. Absolute Matthew said that scoreline is very flattering. Believe it or not, what's going on with this cameraman? Come on, fella. There we go. Moving on to, of course, we had David Kimpton. He did say, shouldn't be losing at home to Bristol City. Sorry, but if true, poor and feel let down today by the players. Didn't seem to give it a go at all. I don't like what the... maybe that's a little bit better. Kicking on forward, what do we got going on here? We got Jamie. Leeson Jamie says, frustrating after a good midweek win. It is a very open division this season, so I'm expecting many twists and turns. Keep the faith. Plenty of games to play. What's going on with my bloody camera? It's been a right old pain in the ass. Moving on, what we got going on here? We've got Callum Atkins said should be winning these games at home. Another setback after progress midweek. Consistency still a big issue. We got Daniel Cooper. Our 2 goals papered over the cracks. Morton and Morton were overran in the first half. Pickering looked back to League One standard. Front 4 needed the ball quicker. Bristol City deserved it, to be frank. Satya said chats to a golden goal. It's becoming the same story for 2-3 years now. First goal wins. Our style of play means we struggle to come back into games, but defending a 1-0 and countering is easy. Losing to Stoke and Bristol at home is shocking. 6 points easy. We have 0. KB said dreadful performance. Kids are inconsistent. I like JDT, but hope he learns the championship very quickly. Odd subs today. Too hasty. If Jon Thomason can't do what he set out or wants to do, then he needs to speak out. So that's of course what's gone on on the old Twitter sphere. What about what's going on elsewhere in the Championship? Of course, yesterday, Burnley picked up a 1-1 draw against the Baggies earlier as well. Of course, Norwich with a big 3-0 win over Coventry. Millwall with a 2-0 win over Coventry. Big win for them as well. Swansea with a 1-0 win over QPR. Of course, Ian Beale's Fish and Chips. Rotherham 1, Watford 1. Surprise, surprise on that. What have we got going on? Preston did concede and they lost 1-0 to Birmingham at home. Luton Town with a 2-1 loss to Wigan, who, of course, Rovers' next opponents. And, of course, the game of the day was at Ewood as Rovers suffered the L. Let's take a look at what's going on in the table. We are, of course, coming at you in 6th spot right now. I really don't get this fucking camera. You're doing my tit in, mate. You're doing my tit in. So the camera, I mean, what is that? What is all that about? As soon as I move a little closer, I think it must be, I must have to sit here. I must have to sit here up close. All right, let's take a look at the table then, shall we? Bristol City, of course, in 3rd spot right here, right now, 2 points off the top spot. And, of course, they look pretty good at the moment. As for Rovers in 6th, let's end the season now, guys. End the season now. We'll be in the playoffs, of course. But we've won 4 and lost 4 out of the first 8 games. First 8 games so far this season. It's doing my head in. It really is doing my head in. There we go. We'll hold it right there. So, of course, going down Coventry, Huddersfield and Middlesbrough. The Chris Wilder effect not really working a treat for the time being. Let's take a look at what's going on next weekend in the Championship, of course. On Friday, Burnley back in front of the cameras against Norwich. How many times has that been now? 4 times? 4 times they've been in the first 6 games of the season. Something horse shit like that. Not like I'm complaining. Cardiff City against Hull City, of course, on Saturday. QPR against Huddersfield. Wigan against Rovers. That'll be the game of the day. We'll have a watch along as well. Watford against Reading. Sheffield United against Rotherham. Sunderland against Millwall. Blackpool against Middlesbrough. Coventry against West Brom. Bristol City, they take on Preston. Birmingham take on Swansea. And Stoke take on Luton Town. That's, of course, pretty much a full stacked roster there. Of course, that is next weekend. But, of course, there you have it, folks. There you bloody had it. Of course, Rovers not being a good, well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. Ultimately, Rovers were dog shit today. It could have been much, much more. Trying to give some get out of jail free cards to some people in the Rovers team. But the only one I can think of was Kaminsky. He didn't deserve to be on the losing side. He was probably the more active of the 2 keepers. And without him, we are completely buggered. I know we keep on going on about losing Diaz. If we lost bloody Kaminsky, we would be a relegation fodder, no doubt. Of course, don't forget to do me a favour and wherever we are, vote again. We are wrapping up the old Football Content Creator Awards. Are we going to Manchester or not? It's up to you. You can do this. You can make an old man very, very happy. You can put a smile on my face and you can give the guys a night out, of course. It's a short night out as well for the vast majority of them. They live just down the road from Manchester. But please, do us a massive favour and vote. Cutley/vote 100% free. It is up to you. If I'm asking you anytime, of course, remember this. I do get up at the 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure I deliver the Rovers content, to make sure we deliver Premier League content, Champions League content, World Cup content. Even during the pandemic, I was delivering South Korean content. Who else does that? Nobody, absolutely nobody. So please do us a favour and go ahead and vote. It's 100% free. It really is 100% free. And I know you're thinking, well, I'm not going to vote. Well, there's still a point in voting. There is a point in voting. We're trying to get a bit of kudos to the guys, the effort, the hard work that goes here, and of course, you know, give the guys a night out. Give them a reward for all their efforts. You know, for example, Denver with the vlog today. Lewis Hartley has also delivered a vlog. Jacob Ward constantly, of course, with his updates and reactions. Of course, Pete from Philly Rovers. Of course, down South Africa, we are a digital unit, a digital band of Rovers fans suffering together to deliver the content for you guys. So if you could do us a favour and vote. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But anyway, guys and girls, that is it. Again, big shout out to Blue Rose Capital sponsoring this video. They are absolutely fantastic. Until then, guys and girls, we're out of here.